It's good to see we still have some police officers out there who are willing to keep their oath, willing to protect the Constitution and our Second Amendment.
With the gun control debate exploding across the country, one Kentucky sheriff sending a strong message to the feds. Jackson County Sheriff Denny Payman insisting you are never going to pull guns out of Jackson County. So how does he intend to make good on that declaration? Sheriff Payman joins us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you this evening?
Very well. So tell me, what happens if President Obama issues some executive order and increases control over guns or weapons? You're not going to enforce it?
With executive order?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when I swore oath to a community, a group of people who live in Jackson County. I swore oath to the Constitution, which I swore oath also to the Constitution of Kentucky. And in that Constitution is the Second Amendment, and that's what this country is based upon. How can I rightfully, in my own mind and in my heart, come in and take guns away from people when that is their protection? In an area our small, we're in a rural county, we're in a rural area. Sometimes it takes 30, 40 minutes to respond to the remote part of our county to protect our people. They can call on a cell phone, or I can say I'm en route. I can be talking to them. A guy kicks their front door. I would rather them be armed and be able to take care of themselves and to, in my mind or my heart, take the guns away from them.
Is there any margin or area which you would sort of amend or do anything with the existing gun law in this country? Is there anything differently that you would do if you had all the power?
Well, it's just like if you take out part, it's kind of like the Bible. Either you believe it or you don't believe it. The Constitution, either you believe it or you don't. You either live by it or you don't. I think people have tried to compromise it, tried to tweak it, mold it to whatever best suits them financially or for whatever other reason, reasons. But it's still the Constitution. It's still what we are founded on.
Listen, if you don't agree with the Second Amendment, if you don't agree with the First Amendment, if you want more gun control, then you're in the wrong country. If you're born in America and you don't like how we do it here, go to South or North Korea. Go to China. Go to Japan. If you want your socialism, you're not going to get it here. Get out of my country.
What is your theory, or why do you think that we've had these incidents like the movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, the shooting in Newtown, Connecticut,
all of which were government-sponsored, FBI-sponsored shootings in an attempt to take away our Second Amendment. And you know what, people, trust me, expect more shootings, expect more false flag terrorist attacks. It's not going to stop. It's only, if anything, it will get worse. And the more false flag attacks that they do, the more they're going to push for the gun agenda. Which means, hey, it looks like we are headed towards a revolution.
Brutal shootings like individual shootings in Chicago. People have been highlighting what's been going on in Chicago, especially a lot of the young people in Chicago. What's your thinking behind? Why are we seeing this violence? What's the cause, or is there one cause?
Well, there's a lot of different causes. If you can look at each of the people that are doing it, you go back to they're talking the movies, the games, desensitizing the children to where they're actually growing up with it. A lot of them that do it don't even realize they're doing what they're doing because they've been doing it every day on a game. But I had a chance to talk to a journalist, and this journalist, after he interviewed me, I had an opportunity to talk and interview him. And he said,
I'm not sure if this officer is aware of it, but look at his shirt. Okay, I'm not trying to make this guy look like the bad guy, but the department itself has a pentagram as their logo. Here you have an upside down 5-pointed star with a circle around it. A circle. What is that, guys? What does that look like to you? Yeah.
I asked him, I said, so you get a phone call, and you answer the phone, it's your wife, and she's panicked, you can hear gunfire in the background, you can hear children screaming, and she's saying, honey, I just called to tell you goodbye, because they're coming down the hallway, these guys are shooting, and they're coming to my room next. And so I asked this guy, I said, I'll answer him, I said, so what would you rather have, a cell phone in her hand or a firearm? I think by arming the people, and he answered, a firearm. If the people in the theater, if there had been somebody in there, or several people in there with a firearm, how many people would have got shot? In the school, how many people would have got shot?
So if you were president, if you had all the authority you could, What would you do to sort of put the lid on some of these incidents so that they didn't happen? What's your solution?
Well, I think
My solution would be stop the false flag attacks. If we stop the government-sponsored false flag attacks, 95% of these things wouldn't happen.
it still goes back to, and I know with the Second Amendment, the way it was designed, was to protect the people from the government.
And there you have it, people. That's why the government wants our guns. Because we have our guns to protect ourselves from the government, and that's why they're after our guns.
And but in protection, it's just like if I'm a bad guy and I'm gonna go kick a door, but I know the guy behind that door has a gun, and I go to this other door where I know a guy doesn't have a gun, that's the door I'm gonna kick. You're still gonna have instances. You're still gonna have violence. You're not gonna be able to curb that, but the innocent people are gonna be able to protect themselves.
Sheriff, thank you very much, sir, and we'll be watching to see what happens because everyone is curious how...
I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're talking Civil War. We're talking bloodshed. That's what's going to happen here. No getting around these facts, people.